Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this great big wide world. Thank you for joining us today for our Bhava Spiritual Mission Sunday broadcast. My name is Ingrid H. Turner. I'm the founder of the Bhava Spiritual Mission, and I'm here to deliver the message from Spirit to you today and expand on that message with you today. Okay, so if you're not familiar with us and who we are in our format today, the Bhava Spiritual Mission is a non-denominational digital church. We go live every week, same time, same place, new players, and we deliver a message from Divine Spirit. And when we deliver that message, we talk about it, we expand on it. And the reason for that is, we are all able to connect to Divine Spirit, but Spirit works through us based on our own experiences and our own perceptions. We're all having a really unique human experience, and Spirit gets to come in and play off of that. So when I receive the message from Spirit and I share this with you, you have an opportunity to feel it, let it sink in, and receive additional expanded information and understanding of that message. And when you share that with us, we just expand our understanding of Divine Spirit and what Spirit is trying to bring across and how to integrate these messages into our daily life. We are about living in partnership with Spirit. That means we are here to bring through Spirit and integrate it into our daily lives, into our day-to-day human experience. And thank you for coming on and being a part of that and helping us all do that. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start by grounding us in, just a real quick 3-minute grounding meditation, if that. And then I'm going to read the message from Divine Spirit today, and then we're going to talk about it a bit. And again, I really encourage you to leave your comments, to share your wisdom, to post your questions, and to share your lived experience as well. We are learning from each other. None of us have the one answer. No one is the be-all, end-all connection to God. We are all divine antennas. And when we come together in community like this, magic happens, real magic happens. So thank you for being a part of that. Okay, let's do the grounding meditation. If you're able to, go ahead and close your eyes with me. Take a few deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel your energy pool in your root chakra. Maybe it'll feel warm or tingly, or you'll just be aware that it's happening. Take a deep breath in and pull the energy from your root into your heart. Exhale and hold the energy in your heart. Inhale and pull the energy from your heart into your crown. Exhale and hold the energy in your crown. Inhale and pull the energy out of your body. Feel it connect with divine source energy. And with the out breath, pull that energy back into your body and into your heart. Breathe in and hold the energy in your heart. Breathe out and push the energy down to your root. Breathe in and hold the energy in your root. Breathe out and push the energy down your legs and into your feet. Breathe in and hold the energy in your feet. Breathe out and push the energy into the earth. Feel that energy hook in with the earth's core, and take a deep breath in and pull it back up towards your feet. Exhale. Inhale and feel the energy hit the soles of your feet and move up your legs and pull again in the root chakra and exhale into your root chakra. Go ahead and keep breathing deeply. I want to encourage you to open up your aura to me today. I want to thank you for allowing me, trusting me to be the conduit for Divine Spirit. And don't worry too much about remembering every word of this message, but just allow yourself to really feel the energy. Let the essence of Spirit sink into you today. The message is, There are going to be times when you walk alone, when there is no lover, when friends are distant or moving on, when you don't sense God like you normally do. These periods of solitude are essential. Solitude is the portal to your wild alpha heart. It is only through this initiation of solitude that you will break open your heart and see who your true community is. You will fight it. It will hurt when people leave. All that time with yourself might feel like oblivion at first. But it is through this period of aloneness that you will come to understand yourself and to finally love yourself on a level that you deserve. You won't be able to project out to others because no one will be there to project onto. You won't be able to seek out ego validation because there will be no one to validate you. This period is temporary. Your fear whispers that it could be forever. But when you tap into your heart, you know it is simply now. And now is dynamic and ever-changing. Then you can choose. Is it loneliness that you are fighting, or is it peace that you are embracing? As soon as you embrace the peace of this solitude, it will break because you have allowed your people to see you. As you begin to connect to the God within, your life will fill with mirrors, reflecting God's love back at you. Go ahead and take a deep breath with me. So let's talk about this message. Let's talk about this. The first thing I want to share is when I downloaded this message in meditation, I saw a black wolf. Yeah. And that's where I got the word alpha from. And it's interesting about the word alpha. When we think about alpha, we think, rah, strong, leader, fearless, courage. And I remember one time my son, when he was quite little, he's such a sponge, he's just a database man. He's always like reading and researching and learning new things. And one day he says to me, hey mom, did you know that an alpha is not actually the strongest one in the pack? It's the most nurturing one in the pack. Or I think he said the word caring, so it's caring one in the pack. And I kind of went, what do you know? And it was interesting to me as I was downloading this message and the word alpha came, and then that memory with my son. Here's an example of spirit using my own experience and my lens of perspective. Alpha, we can apply that, and that can mean love. So break you open to your wild, nurturing heart, your wild alpha heart. Alpha is also about authenticity and it is about strength. It's about going your own way. It's about being fully yourself. And the message today is about, potentially the shadow side is about loneliness, a very deep loneliness, feeling a deep loneliness in your core. And I think we have all gone through those periods, or maybe you're in that period right now. And if you are, this is your reprieve. And this is spirit saying, this is not forever. You're not the only one who goes through this. And we go through this intense period of isolation in our life when, on some level, we are really ready to break open and break away from the conditioned unlovability that we have been swimming in our entire lives. When we're born, all of us are born into an environment that squelches our authenticity. And so we pile on BS, we pile on stories, we pile on beliefs. And as we're doing this from a young age, and we're such a sponge for our parents, our environment, our family, and their conditioned unlovability and their stories and their beliefs, we begin to generate and attract people and situations in our life that are a match for what is not truly authentically us. And so when you are ready to, on some deep level, to break through that, to break away from who you are not, that's when that period of isolation occurs. And you'll see people dropping out of your life. And maybe you'll even make moves to move away from certain people that are no longer feeling in alignment. Maybe even family will become distant. And it can get deeper and deeper and more intense until you even feel isolated from God, from that divine spiritual connection that you're so used to having. And that can be really terrifying. That can grip our heart. And again, like Spirit relayed, the fear brain is going to want to tell you this is forever. There's something wrong with you. This is not right. No. But it is meant to help you dive more deeply into yourself, into your core than you have ever dove before. This period of isolation is going to bring up intensity. It's going to bring up feelings. It's going to bring up grief. It's going to bring up the stuff that you have been able to avoid because you have been distracted by your environment, by surface level friends or inauthentic connections, by going out and partying on Saturday night instead of sitting with yourself and being in calm and quiet. That getting out there and ramping and running and trying to avoid yourself, that stops when Divine Spirit strips away the distractions and you begin to sink into that loneliness. So if you're feeling that loneliness, if this is resonating with you and you're really feeling that loneliness, I want to tell you that Spirit says to sink deeper into it. Don't try and run away from it. Don't try and avoid it. That's what you're going to want to do because loneliness is terrifying. It triggers this survival instinct that's like, I'm going to die. I have nobody to help protect me, no tribe. But if you sink down into that loneliness, it's going to trigger for you important emotional experiences that you have to move through in order to break away, to peel back this conditioning that every single one of us are dealt early in our life. That's just the human experience in the age we live in. The journey is to find our way back home to our authentic selves, to our authentic core. And going into that lonely place, into that feeling of aloneness so completely means that this conditioning has to break off. It's not going to be able to stand it anymore. And as you sink deeper and deeper and deeper in, and more of that conditioning, more and more of those stories, more and more of those beliefs start to crack open and you see them for what they are, then something magical is going to happen to you. Poof, you're going to pop through. You're going to pop through and you're going to find that place of peace inside you. And you're going to find that place of self. You're going to have to connect with yourself because nothing is connecting out here. It's going to be like trying to grab hold of something slippery during this time. If you try and force those relationships to move yourself out of your isolation, it's going to feel like grabbing onto something slippery. So you're going to grab onto your own heart. And when you grab onto your own heart, you're going to find love of God, love of self. And when you find that love of yourself and that divine spirit, that holy God heart inside of you, and you get into peace and acceptance of this place of solitude, then it breaks. Then it breaks because you won't give a damn anymore. When you don't care, when you've gone through that loneliness, that's when your heart breaks open and shines like a beacon. And that is when your community, your people, your tribe will come to you. They will find you. But those relationships, your next love relationship, your friendship, your family relationships, all of those relationships are going to transform and expand because you will not be approaching those relationships from a place of needing validation or needing to project your pain and stories onto other people. And this is all unconscious before we go through this period of isolation. It's not like you're intending to do it, but when you make a commitment to God, to even self-improvement, self-development, to being the next best version of yourself, this is one of those things that will happen to you, that will happen for you. This period of isolation to break you down so that you can learn how to love yourself and be with yourself and be good with yourself and comfortable and happy with yourself wherever you are. And then your relationships become expansive, and the attachment that you have experienced in prior relationships, the needing to be needed or the needing it to look a certain way or however it shows up for you, is going to diminish and be gone. And those relationships will flourish and you will feel joyful and non-attached. And then you can show up and truly love somebody. When you let go of the attachment, you're fully able to love. And you're going to attract other people who have gone through their own dark night of the soul, if you will, your own isolation, their own isolating experience. And together it would be like, it was described this way one time by one of my teachers, Dr. Cramy. He said, you know, when two very different people come together, it can be like two planets merging together and creating a new one. And that's the image that pops into my head right now as I'm talking about this. Two entities, two strong entities who have been with themselves, deeply in themselves, can come together and create something new, something massive and something outstanding without needing to depend on each other. That's not quite the right word. It's not so much depending as like overly rely on each other. And if you're feeling this period of solitude, I'm going to remind you again, Spirit says this will not last forever. And the deeper you dive into yourself and into the difficult feelings, into the feelings of loneliness and isolation, and let yourself cry, let yourself express, let yourself feel so completely, as deeply as you can. That is how you make your way down into your God heart. All right, that is it. That feels pretty complete to me. I want to thank you so much for jumping on. I'm so glad. Maura says, love this message, divine timing. Thank you, Spirit. Right. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. This is so good. I'm so glad that this has been helpful for you. I'm so glad you've been able to jump on and join this community and join in on this message. Hey, if you catch us on the replay, go ahead and continue, leave a comment, or you can come back later and leave a comment too. You know, what you share here is relevant and important, and it's going to help other people. No matter when you do it, just trust. If it comes through you, trust that you're meant to share it. Before I sign off for the day, I want to share a little bit about our Bhava Spiritual Mission. You can learn more about our church at bhavamission.org, which is the link is in the description of this video. So go ahead and check out our website. If this has been really helpful for you and you have really found this message helpful and you know others would find it helpful as well, please share this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram. We are a growing community, and we are so happy to be able to bring this message out to you today and every week. So we're going to be here, same place, same time next week. Mark your calendar. We would love to see you, and I'd love to have you connecting and expanding on this message with us. If you're showing up every week and really finding value through our Bhava Spiritual Mission broadcast and the posts that we're making and the wisdom that we're sharing and bringing through from Divine Spirit, a donation would be super helpful for us and super appreciated. Everything we do has hard costs, and we appreciate any help we can get to continue to spread our message and spread your message, bring you into this and help you be a part of this. And finally, if you're really loving what we're throwing down, we have a tight-knit community, and we are all about living in partnership with Spirit, deconditioning our, letting go of our stuff, doing the deeper healing work, and then finding our own spiritual gifts and learning how to take those out into the world. Our community is open for new members. You may apply to join our mission. If you would like to inquire further about that and learn more, just send me an email. It's ingrid@bhavamission.org. Okay, thank you all so very much. I appreciate you. I love you. I adore you. And we'll see you again next week. All my love.